Good evening. I'm Sonya Burke, coming to you live from the studios of Montgomery Community Media, where we're covering primary election day in Montgomery County. The polls will close at 8 p.m., so if you haven't voted, now is the time to get to your precinct. So far, voter turnout in this June primary election appears to be low. There are more than 630,000 registered voters in Montgomery County, and the candidates have been using a variety of tools to reach voters, including traditional tactics such as door-to-door knocking, yard signs, and direct mail. But campaign videos and social media are also getting a lot of play in this election. MC Media's Valerie Bonk has been monitoring the candidates' tweets and posts throughout this election season, and she joins us with more about what the candidates are saying and posting on social media.
Sonya, many of the candidates this primary election have been busy posting on their social media accounts in an effort to reel in voters, while others haven't put a major focus on social media and say it may not be as effective as some think. Let's take a look at what some of the candidates based here in Montgomery County have to say about turning to the web to grab votes.
I think it's a little overrated. I've done a lot of work in social media. I was a web journalist when the web was first coming about. And nothing substitutes for direct voter contact. Part of it is that the demographic that does do an awful lot of work in social media is not really a demographic that votes. That may change as time goes on, but right now it's not you can spend a lot of time on social media, but it's not a very effective way to get your message directly to a voter.
If you look at and analyze the candidates on their social media pages, we are just crushing it right now in terms of our likes, our shares, our comments, and the energy and enthusiasm from our base of supporters that we know is a key indicator for the kind of turnout we can expect, because there is an enthusiasm gap in this election, and the Mizzier supporters are fired up and ready to get this election won.
Joining us now is Dan Reed, a well-known blogger and social media guru in Montgomery County. He started his blog Just Up the Pike in 2006, which covers the life and times of Moco's East Side. So Dan, let me ask you, do you think social media is an effective way to reach voters?
No, absolutely. I think there are so many people who spend their days on the internet, whether using Twitter or Facebook or other media, and it's a great opportunity to reach voters where they already are.
And do you think those that aren't using social media see a deficit in this election?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I think this is one of the first election where all of the social media is being used by all of the different candidates, from Twitter to Facebook to ads on online radio. And I think this will be a chance to prove whether or not it has an effect on elections.
Now, Heather Mizzier, the the candidate for governor, she's been very active on social media. She's retweeting everyone. What do you think about that? Do you think that's an effective way to kind of pull people into her campaign?
Oh, I hope so. I think Heather's message and candidacy are really well tuned to appeal to younger voters who often tend to be on social media. So it's a great way for them to know that she's present, she's seeking to represent their interest, and that there's an election too, which they may not know of otherwise.
Great. Thank you, Dan, for your thoughts on that subject. Remember, you can pitch in on your thoughts on the election and our coverage using the hashtag #MocoVote. Back to you, Sonya.
Thank you, Valerie and Dan. We'll check back with you both again in the next hour. The clerk of Montgomery County Circuit Court is not running for re-election this year because she's retiring on December 1st. In this MC Media Extra, Loretta Knight reflects on her decades of service, and she has some parting advice for those on the ballot this year.
It's a wonderful experience. It has been truly wonderful. The court has been my love for many years. I love the court, I love the law, I love dealing with people. And to be able to be the clerk of the court and to be able to help the public and try to get out to the public exactly what the clerk does. I've been in the court for many years, actually it'll be 30 years this August. And I started in the assignment office in 1984, and I worked my way up from the assignment, and I became manager of the civil department and the clerk, and became a deputy clerk, and I served there for many years until 2006. When the clerk of the court, Molly Rule, decided to retire. And so she supported me, and I ran for election, and I was elected. And then I had to stand for election again in 2010, and I was elected. I didn't have any opposition in 2010, so it made it nice.
So what's next for you?
Well, I have done and continue to do a lot of community outreach. And I feel this is time that I can use do that more. I can extend my time to do some more community outreach. I'm very active in my church. I'm chairman of the council for my church, and as well as chair of the conference of circuit court clerks. So I think I'll spend that time now in helping people and getting involved.
Or politics in your future, or is this it?
No, probably not. I'm not really a politician. I'm just someone who loves my job, and as part of my job, you have to run for election. So if I come across something that I have to run for election, I won't hesitate, because I know when I ran for election this time, I truly had to step out of my comfort zone. But I was so glad I did. And I feel that by having someone run for election, you truly recognize that you work for the public. And so don't forget that when you get into your job.
Stay with us. Our primary election coverage is just getting started. I'm Sonya Burke. Thank you for watching.